Okay, here we go. This is going to be part 2 of Demolition Man. As you saw in the last video, he had some wiring issues. Basically, just several connectors had to be repinned, cleaned out the optics. Was kind of going through all that. Got it to boot. Starts, plays game. Everything seems to work fine. Well, I say fine, but like this is, you know, it works. If you lift up on it, it moves, but it's just, yeah, so that needs done. So in this video, we are going to be doing LEDs, get rid of the dim little, like this style. I'm not a fan of those. So we'll be getting rid of all those. We're just going to be doing like Comet 2 SMDs with frosted lenses. He has a bunch of bulbs underneath the playfield that don't work, so I'm hoping I can just kind of match those and not have to replace everything. Or maybe, you know, if I have to, use some of the ones out of the back box, because maybe that's what he used under the playfield. So we're going to be going through that. Right now, I'm just going to get started on taking everything apart so I can start cleaning, because you can kind of tell where I have and haven't cleaned. So, you know, he tried to get to some of this because he knows that, you know, I always give him crap for not cleaning his games. So he tried to get to the stuff that he could easily reach. But the stuff he can't reach, yeah, it's pretty bad back in there. You can see as it's wrapping around that corner, you know, it just gets worse the further you get back there. So we are going to get all of this pulled apart, scrubbed, wax. So gotta clean those pop bumper caps. They're pretty nasty. Like that one looks okay right there because you could probably reach that, but the other one is just, you know, you just kind of see it's covered and stuff. Looks like, yep, missing a screw right there. So so since the last video, I have ordered everything for this. We're going to go ahead and go with the Titan has where you can submit your own color combinations and stuff. So somebody had their own color kit for it. So we're going to try that instead of just doing all black. So we'll see how that turns out. Try to give this a little bit more. Kind of did the same thing on Fishtails, same customer. So far his Fishtails was here. His Paragon was here for a little bit. That was an old game. He just traded it to me for the Stellar Wars that I just fixed. Now this is his Demolition Man. A couple years ago, kind of whenever I first met him, I had an Avengers AIQ, and I traded my AIQ for his Deadpool. And then so I had his Deadpool for a while, and then I traded it off for something else. Who knows? So here we go. We're just going to get started. I am going to start basically removing ramps because right now I'm in that dead zone. I'm busy the next couple of days, but stuck waiting on, you know, rubber kits anyway, and I can't do the flippers now. So at least I can go ahead and tear apart the top side and get this scrubbed and waxed over the next couple of days. And then when that's done, I can lift it up and do the flippers, no big deal. So, and a bunch of these plastics we'll have to see. I assume there's supposed to be something right here, so I might have to come up with a screw or something to hold that together. Looks like there was supposed to be something, or two somethings. I don't know. So, we'll see. But hopefully, maybe, because this has some yellowish, I don't know if, you know, like Novus or something is going to get rid of that. Magic Racer, I don't know. So, but there we go. Let's get to work on cleaning this. I'll give you an update whenever I get a lot of this stripped out, so at least it looks like I did something. See ya. Okay, so this is, I'm going to be calling it quits for today. But I think I got this to the point where I don't think anything else needs to come apart. Back here, there's some flat plastics I need to remove just for like the cars. You know, there's a couple cars back in there. But I can get to all the ball paths from here. So I might have to take more apart for the optic sensor because I'm not sure if it's up top or down below for the claw. Haven't looked into it at all yet today, but let's see if I can, yeah, try to get some good idea of how dirty this stuff is back here. I mean, it's just all, you know, more or less more of the same. Nothing bad, like the plastics aren't broken, just dirty. You know, these are kind of stained a little bit. This is the worst one of the pile. It's got a pretty nasty ball line through there, so we'll try to clean this up. Oh, I did put, just because I'm seeing it right now, I did put a new bushing in here while I had it apart, because I had this off and cleaned underneath that bracket because it was really bad. So, yeah, doing good. I mean, it's probably been, you know, an hour. I've got a big old pile of parts, bag my screws and clips and stuff, and of course I probably took 200 photos. I went ahead and a bunch of these blue LEDs just aren't very bright and not working, so I've been replacing all those. Those are just 2 SMD frosted. Same thing, all of those up there now work. I did leave a couple of blue ones because I think they look good, like in the lightning that's in the corner and in the middle on the translight. And then I did put in frosted, there's like 3 up here and 1 up here of the red, just for like the explosions. That's, you know, so you kind of have some reds coming up here, a red one there, then you have like blue right there, a blue over there, and a blue up in that corner. So keep some colors going on here, but yeah, all this stuff is going to need cleaned, and those are just going to become, you know, white frosted bulbs. And well, yeah, I don't know, I might have to take more apart to get some rubbers, but I don't think so. I think we're good, really. Kind of, you know, just, I'm telling you as I'm figuring stuff out. So I did notice under the switch report, it's telling me that this switch is bad. It's still giving me that as an error. But if I go under switch test and do it myself, I click that and it shows it go on and off. So I'm not sure why whenever you first turn the machine on, the test report pops up for that switch, but yet it works fine under switch test. So I'll have to look into that as I have spare time. So, but I wanted to get this stripped and cleaned and ready for, you know, LEDs, just not LEDs. I'm just looking at, like, these are buried under this metal rail. So it's like, well, should I replace those with frosted ones? I'll have to get in there and look. I'll have to turn it back on. If I turn it on now, I'm going to get a bunch of errors probably, but I don't know, we're doing good. Nothing, just dirty. So somebody's been way back in here, because there's the blue ones you can get from outside. No. Yeah, these you have to get to from in here, so somebody had that pretty far apart. The ones I replaced up top, you get those from the back. So somebody either had it completely apart a really long time ago, or they actually undid the socket from the back side of the playfield. Yeah, they would have to pull it out through the bottom. So, but anyway, I'm just repeating myself. I'm done for the day. Might get some more work done on it tomorrow, but there you go, looking pretty. And then, yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I will not get any work done on this. So then by Friday, knowing those 2 companies, they're pretty quick. And nothing's coming USPS. One's FedEx and one's UPS. So by Friday, yeah, everything should be here, and I can probably finish it up next weekend. So well, next weekend, but like 5 days. But anyway, there you go. See you guys later. Okay, so I gotta start this over again because the last one was vertical. It didn't turn when I turned my phone. So, like I just said, okay, so it's now Friday. I did get a chance to work on this a little bit the other day. So you can see now we actually have white bulbs. Those were red bulbs, and even below the green was red bulbs. These were really dim red bulbs, so now those are all white. Back there's all nice and cleaned off the back, but you know, even this was really dirty before. I have not cleaned in there yet, but you can see, and that so far is just with a microfiber and some glass cleaner. So I mean, there's some, you know, dust on here. There's some little things, but that is not using any wax. That's not using Novus or Magic Eraser yet. So that's where we're at with that. It's cleaning up really good. I'll insert some pictures where I can kind of show you the before and after with these because it looks pretty bad. All of these now work and are the right colors, which ended up kind of being a pain because the board that's in here, you know, they're like a twist lock bulb, but then some of them stick in from the side. The ones that stick in from the side, like they were bent and the tabs were broke and I had to resolder all that stuff. It just wasn't fun. But I do have, I think I have all the bulbs working. I went through and I've done flash tests. Now these are still the wrong, this is the wrong one right here. Got a couple wrong ones back there. Up there all works now. So you can kind of see I did a couple of reds, couple of blues. I did get some different blue ones in, so I may swap them out just to see, because these are like 2 dots, and I'd probably throw the frosted bulbs in there. Same thing with back here. Get rid of those style of blue and do the frosted ones. So, but as I was saying, my rubber order hasn't shown up yet, so it'll be here Monday. So this weekend, I'm actually gonna change gear here a little bit, and we're going to lift it up and do the flipper rebuilds and get that stuff done, kind of work on that. I think that's about all I have to do underside. I don't think anything else really needs done on this. So, but besides that, yeah, I'll throw in some pictures to show you what the difference was with this kind of going on, because that's pretty dramatic. Some of these I still need to change out because, like, you know, that's white, but those 2 are blue still. That one's white. So need to change those over. I don't know, maybe I could ask him what he wants. But for now, we're doing good. Sorry, I was looking at the playfield, wasn't looking at my phone. So, okay, I'm going to insert some pictures and I'm going to get started on flippers. Okay, so I've been working on the flipper rebuilds. So there you can see, if I can hold this steady. New switch, which that switch has a little bit of a bend to it on the inside there. I need to straighten that out. But new EOS switch, new paw, new spring, new playfield bushing, new plunger, new coil stop. So both of them. So basically it's just a complete kit. I think this was actually on Marco because it was all 3 flipper. You know, you just told it what game you had and it was all 3. You know, just like a big, you know, pile of parts. So, came with screws, washers, all that stuff. The only thing it didn't come with is, actually, I didn't notice, it didn't come with playfield bushings. Luckily, I have those. So, because usually whenever I need one, I buy 10 type of thing. They're cheap. So then I don't have to worry about it. Since we're under here, these are little legs. Those I had to resolder. A bunch of those were broken, so I had to get those to all work. I had to do the same thing to one of these up here on this board. So yeah, I still have to do, where is it? It's on the other. 3rd flipper still needs done. Not a big deal. We'll get to that. Now, because I just noticed it, I do need to take this apart, and I need to clean out all the dirt out of that. Because again, I mean, it's just going to grab that dirt and take it back out onto the playfield. So, we need to get rid of as much dirt as possible. So that needs to come out. And then let's see, I know the opto might be down here now that I'm seeing this. That looks like it would be an optic board. I don't know. I got to get in there and look, but I do need to find the optic for the claw and clean it just to double check. Looks like we got a loose GI bulb just flapping in the breeze right there. So, yeah, it's a GI bulb. So I need to fix that. So, but we're moving right along, and let's see. Yeah, the rubbers will be here Monday. So, either Monday night or Tuesday. Well, we might. The kids been having soccer games on Tuesday, so maybe Monday night I'll get around to it. If not, we're moving right along, almost done. He needed a new lift bar for his glass, so I took this out, cleaned the inside all out, back and forth. Got that all squared away for him. Because, yeah, you clean the glass, and then your paper towel just kind of has brown stuff on it. So I cleaned the inside and outside of the glass, put the Translight back in it, and gave him a new lift bar, because that actually broke on his way out here. There we go. So just little updates here and there, just so kind of see what I'm doing. A lot of this stuff is pretty basic at this point. I do need to there's that switch that says it's wrong whenever you first turn on the game, but then you go into switch test and it works fine. So maybe someone online has an answer for me on that one. So, but we're doing good. Got a lot of cleaning left, rubbers, and one more flipper. So there we go. Okay, so I thought I'd do another little update here. I got the third flipper done yesterday. I got the other two flippers done. I'm still waiting on the new white bats to show up. So I just wanted to go through and get, make sure all the LEDs. I did end up, I put these back to blue. I thought those 4 kind of look good as blue. Leave those alone. I put he had blue ones in there, but a couple were burnt out, but I did the frosted blue back there, frosted blue up there, instead of the clear lenses. I've been getting all the GI done. What's funny, I kind of wasted my time on this. I went from the underside of the play field and I did all these GI bulbs. I just unscrewed them, did one at a time. And then I started working on the top side, and I was like, you know what? I want to take all this apart. I want to scrub that eyeball. I want to get down in here, clean this up. There's paper towel back in there from somebody trying to clean. This needs cleaned inside and out. Pretty similar to this, under the play field, there's a ball trough kind of passageway, and that's also clear, and that was pretty dirty. I showed it previously, but I did clean and scrub that. I'll insert a picture here. Okay, so got that all cleaned up. I want to clean up this clear plastic flap that goes on the back wall. I've cleaned this wire form, and a lot of stuff came off of it, and it looks a lot better. I still got to do the pile of parts. I'm just not sure how well the wire forms are really going to show in the video that they've been cleaned. I need to clean, stand-up targets, but tomorrow the rubber kit shows up, so that's why I figured let's get the rest of the cleaning done today. I want to get everything cleaned off today, and then as I go through and do the rubbers, I can kind of wax everything and put it all together at the same time. So that's where I'm at for now. This is nice and good, but still, need the new bat. So just been cleaning. Here you go. Whoa. Does that my phone do that? Okay. So this is just, again, so far, this shows up way worse in the camera, actually. This is just a microfiber towel and glass cleaner. So I haven't actually tried to buff anything off yet. Like I said, to me, this is just like the basic wipe down is all I've done so far. So once I get the rubbers, you know, as I'm going through the rubber sections and I have the rest of the stuff pulled off, you know, I'll kind of give them a harder scrub with some cleaning stuff. See if, I mean, that may just be permanently, because that's, you know, that's a Mylar or a clear coat on there. That's a clear coat. Yeah. There's Mylar on here in a couple spots, like down here is some Mylar. But, yeah, I'll have to see how much better that's going to come off. I don't expect much better than that, but I'll try. Definitely, again, need to get a good thick coat of wax on here because some of this stuff will never be done again. So, clean that target back there. Got to get in there and clean all that stuff. I did, you know, there was tons of stuff right here at the bottom of the ramps where the ramps connect. Got that off. So, but it's coming along. I guess probably tomorrow, in a sense, it'll start coming back together. So, because I'll try to have it cleaned the rest today. I'll probably try to scrub that stuff a little bit better today. And then, yeah, start laying down wax and putting it all back together. So, a little bit of an update, doing good. Clean it up nicely. Okay, so I went ahead and I had the better idea of the stuff that's hard to get to. Let's go ahead and I barely used a magic eraser on it. Like, it came off super easy. And then wax, basically everything. Let me zoom out a little bit. Everything from about here back has been waxed. That way tomorrow, whenever I go to do the rubbers, when I have the post out of them and stuff like that, because you can see there's like old wax on there. Well, if I just got any on it now, tomorrow whenever I clean those posts, all the wax from right now, and I'll take that off. But, well, now you're seeing the wax. But that stuff in there, that all just came off really easy whenever I was hitting it. I just barely just kind of wiped my hand a couple of times with the magic eraser, and it got rid of any remaining lines that were in there. So that worked out good. Waxed all of this, got that done. Cleaned that so it's ready to go in. Cleaned off the cars. I'm kind of curious if this car is supposed to have a driver's side. I'm wondering if this is supposed to have a driver's side. I mean, it looks like it was broken off, but I mean, it's obviously broken off. But now I'm curious. Whenever I go to Atomic on Wednesday, I'll look at theirs and see. This ball, I was really hoping it'd come out better. I think there's supposed to be water or something in there, like if it was the ones from kids. It does still kind of move, but I think there's supposed to be a liquid in there, so it's a little bit more fluid. But this ball is just all, like, those are all scratches. Those aren't going to come off. So, it is what it, I mean, you can hardly see it underneath everything anyway. So, yeah, basically I went ahead and just waxed all this stuff. You can see the lines came off from the car marks. You know, there's waxed still on there. You got to make sure you don't get it on the optics. So, yeah, that way I can just wipe all this off. And then whenever I do rubbers, if there's any on the post, I can go ahead and take that off at the same time. So we're good to go for tomorrow now. That's about it. Well, besides flipper bats, just need to reassemble everything now. Got to clean the ramps as I put them in. Need to clean the plastics around the claw. But everything that's on here is done. Yeah, I just got to clean that stuff as I put it back on. But all the rubbers are done. All the bulbs are done. It's flickering like crazy in the camera. Sorry. Does it help if I zoom out? Not really. But went with colored rubbers. Just one of the suggested kits on Titan. So basically just red, white, and blue. Kind of everywhere. So, but there we go. Okay, so I thought I'd give a little bit of an update. Last night I had this completely back together, which I just started taking it apart again because something's going on. I had that down, bolted on where it was supposed to be, but the ball would still was like hitting right here, which now it's like resting in place, but that's because this whole section just popped out. So I almost feel like something is getting pried up, or something's not as, even though, like, you know, this can't go down any further because it bolts to that spacer right there. So, you know, I can't get it lower. But then other pieces is like, well, it can't go higher because it's, you know, bolted to something else. And so now that it's all together, I figured what I'd do is remove just the top couple layers, because, like, you know, I had to go back and like add this piece that goes under. So maybe it's binding and everything's not like resting where it's supposed to be, even though that is bolted down under there where it's supposed to be, and everything where it is where it's supposed to be, but it's just not. It's like something's tweaked, or something's not just curving the way it should. You know, even though everything's bolted down to its permanent location correctly, it's just not flowing right. Because I could still drop a ball in here and it would come down, but it would hit this ramp and kind of hop up and in there, where it should just fall in. So, but again, those are all metal brackets, and it's, so I almost feel like maybe something's twisted or tweaked, or I don't know. So I'm going to remove, just like, now that I know for sure what the top couple layers are, you know, and kind of the order of how all this has to go, I'm going to remove like this section and this section here on the top. And then also at the same time, I'm going to be double checking that my plugs are going through the correct, you know, all these switches have harnesses going down through a hole. I got to make sure that they're going through the right holes to plug in underneath at the same time as well. So I'm going to be doing a lot of up and down with the play field and figure out exactly what's going on between, like, not this piece, but this piece here. And I kind of want to see, I'm pretty sure that bar is supposed to go to something, like, that's where it was before, but it's like, you know, right in this. So that to me almost doesn't seem right. But this piece of plastic is in those slots back there, and it's screwed in up here, and everything else is where it's supposed to be. But that, like, what's that metal bar do? Like, there's nothing there. It's just a, I don't know. So I need to dive into my photos a little bit here and kind of see what's missing or tweaked, or did that somehow get moved? No, that's not where it goes. But it's not touching, so I know that's not stopping me, because it's, so just got some troubleshooting here to see what's going on. Go through photos and try to figure out what I messed up. Yay. Okay, so managed to fix that. What I ended up doing was, like I said, I pulled off the couple of top sections over there. This one going under kind of had to be tweaked, because I noticed, like, I don't even know if I can I zoom in from here? Right, well, right there, you can kind of see where it's coming down on those two bolts. It would have been hitting that left post. You know, kind of would have been bouncing off that nut a little bit. But once I readjusted that and everything, just took some finagling. I also found out that that is adjustable there, so that's nice. That allowed me to scoot the whole thing down a little bit. Yeah, everything seems to be working good now. Just played a couple of test games with the glass out. I need to tighten up, like, I think it was this one here. Yeah, that needs to be tightened up because it just kind of moves off to the side occasionally if you hit it with the flipper. I need to get a couple of screws that the game is missing, because, like, this piece of plastic's not on because I'm missing that screw. Or was it? Yeah, there's one screw over here, and there's like a screw over here for a post. So I got to put those on. Apron needs to go on. That's not a big deal. But everything seems to be going good. I need to, I still got to wax the bottom. The bottom half has been cleaned, but I haven't waxed from, you know, that area down. Haven't waxed that, and I got to clean some posts that haven't been done yet. But it's playing great. No errors this time around. Now that's all back together again. So that's all good. Oh, yeah, I was playing the game and just the flippers almost seem way too strong for how it is right now. And then I checked my level and it's only at like a little over 5 degrees of slope. So they seemed way too strong, and, you know, balls seemed a little floaty. So I think on that note, this will be the end of part 2, which is the flipper rebuilds and cleaning. You guys understand, you know, adding some wax. So, because the next time I'm out here, I got to call it quits for a night. You know, I'll just throw the apron on, wax it clean. That's pretty quick and easy. And then, yeah, the third video will just be some gameplay. I don't really know the rules or code to this game at all. I was watching somebody else play it just now, and, you know, being able to like look at the arrows and stuff like that, it seemed like it was pretty self-explanatory on that note. Didn't seem crazy in depth. So there we go. Fixed all the lights in the back of the translight area, so you can see. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. Maybe if I turn the light off. But yeah, it's like red, 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 and then blue, blue, blue. It looks way more blue on the camera. But yeah, now they all work, so that's doing good. Oh, here you go. I'll show it to you without the lights off. So the only thing that's really not the original color is you still have blue, 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 blue. Everything else is just, you know, the factory original colors. I guess you have blue back there and you have red and blue up there. But as far as like the inserts are concerned, these are all just white. And I'll ask him if he wants to change those or not. But I mean, I've got tons of bulbs. I can always change that back how it's supposed to be, or well, how he wants it, which I guess is how it's supposed to be for him. So, guess we're all good. Like, that's all nice, and white rubbers back there. Like I said, we did the Titan kit, which was kind of like a red, white, and blue setup. So, white flipper bats with blue rubbers. Everything else, all the posts, just red, white, and blue kind of everywhere. So there you go. I did pick up orange rubbers just in case, because I've seen where people have done like black and orange. But I figured I'd just try this out. This looked more like the safer bet of the two. So there we go. I'll call this one wrapped up. I will have it at the house for a while. So, but I think that's it. Just a little bit of cleaning, 3 little screws I need to replace. Yeah, we're all good. Fun game. So, see you guys later.